Hello and welcome to Krista So Crafty. My name is Krista. I really appreciate you being here. Today we are going to be making a wine bag holder out of some blue jean pant legs. If you have some old blue jeans kicking around, this is such a quick and easy project for you to do. If you're looking for a bag for a wine bottle that you want to give to somebody, quick and easy project. So basically I have here, I've already cut these off the blue jeans, but just take a pair of blue jeans and take your wine bottle, and you want to kind of measure it so that it will sit in there, you know, because we are going to sew the bottom of this, and then this here where the finished edge is will be the top of the wine bag, and then we're just going to decorate it up. So easy, so fun, and very creative. You know, your friends are going to like, wow, you made that? Fantastic. Anyways, let's just jump right into it. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is to take and cut off our blue jean. Just so that we're kind of have the same measurement going on here. I mean, you want this close enough, right? It's just a little craft project. I've cut mine at about 14 inches, and these were straight-legged. I don't know how well it would work with a, what is that called? A wide leg or whatever. So use whatever you have. Once you have these, you're going to take and you're going to turn it inside out, and we're going to sew across the bottom here. So what I did is, instead of lining up these seams right on top of each other, because there's a lot of material there, I offset them. So just kind of, just trying to show you here. So see how I have this one kind of off to this way, and this one is off to this way. And then that way the sewing machine will run right over them, and it should be a fairly easy transition from the blue jean, the regular blue jean, to where all those seams are. So I'm just going to lay these out, put a pin in either side of where these seams are. Now the other thing is like, you know how there's some blue jeans have a stretch to them and some don't? Now these have a stretch to them. I don't think it's going to make a difference. If you have just the regular, like the Wranglers, I think maybe, or just like no stretch to them, it's not going to matter. Just find your blue jean pant legs and go to town. Make sure they're an old pair that your husband doesn't want anymore, so he doesn't get upset with you when you cut his pant legs off. And then we're just going to take this to the sewing machine, and we're going to sew across here. Quick and easy, okay? Now, if you want, you can put corners on these, and I might just put little ones. So let's do that right now. All right, so I'm just bringing in a ruler. And how about we do just 1 inch? So I'm just going to go up 1 inch and draw a line, and then I'll go over 1 inch, and I'll draw a line. Wow, look at that. That's perfect. And then I'll do the same thing over here. So we'll just 1 inch by 1 inch. Now I'm just using a pencil. You could use a pen. Doesn't really matter because you're going to cut this off. And so I went a little bit high on that one. Didn't get quite so lucky on this one. So I'm just going to turn it and draw my line down here so I know where to cut it. And then we'll just grab a pair of scissors and cut that out. So what that's going to do when we sew it is give this a boxy bottom. So it will be able to sit nicer on a counter or a table. So we'll just trim that. And then these can just go in the garbage. And now we're going to go to the sewing machine, and we're going to start sewing here, and we're going to do a little back stitch. We're going to sew all across here and then here, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how to work on these. So I just have white thread in here. It's not going to show, so I'm okay with that. And I'm going to do a 1/2 inch seam just to give it more stability. And when you go up and over these seams here, you want to just be careful and go slow. There's no need for a race on these. So I'm just going to do this. And do a back stitch. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these corners. Let's cut this off. I'm going to take these corners and I'm going to pull them out, and I'm going to fold it over like this. And then I'll fold these seams out and I'll line this up with the side. And then we're going to stitch across here. I'm just going to put a couple pins in to hold this in place. Like that. And away we go. I'm going to use that same 1/2 inch seam. And then we'll repeat the same thing on the other side. And then stitch down there as well. This is a great project. Now, you could use other material as well. It doesn't have to be blue jean, but the blue jean has a lot of stability to it, so you don't have to use anything to help it stand, right? So it's going to be stiff as it is. And that's that. So, all right. So now we can take and turn this right sides out. We're going to reach in with our hand. We're going to poke out these corners like that. And this just gives it a nice little bottom so that when you set that wine bottle in there, it can sit on the table like that. Okay. And of course, once the wine bottle's in there, you'll have something to hold this up straight. So basically your bag is all done. Now you can decorate it, you can do whatever you like. So what I'm going to do is I made this little flower out of, you know, some circles and some felt and buttons and some hot glue. I have a video, I can put it up here for you. I have this, and I also have some of this gold cording that I had in my stash. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get a wine bottle so I know where the neck is, so I know where to kind of put the tie and stuff. So let me go do that and I'll be right back. I went down or upstairs and got a bottle of wine. So here's our bag. And so if you take and put the wine bottle in there, as you can see, it sits in there just nice, stands up nice for you. And so now we just need to put some sort of a closure or something, right? So we can gather it up, we can put some of this cording on there, and we can add a flower on for decoration. And then that way the person that is receiving this can either keep it for themselves or they can regift it to someone else with a bottle of wine to someone else. Right about here, so I'm just gathering it right around the neck of the wine bottle. So right around here is where we're going to go. And there's no real science to this. I'm going to take enough so that I can, this is just kind of a guesstimate right now. So I'm going to do that and that. Say we'll go around it 3 times, and I want a little bit hanging down. So let's cut off this much. There's no rhyme or reason to this. Honest, it's just however much you want to go around. So I'm going to snip that off. Now, with this cording that I have, it definitely unravels. So I'm going to take a lighter and I'm going to burn the ends. Now, be very careful with this. It's going to be extremely hot. And just kind of put the flame so it don't start it on fire, and just kind of burn those ends, and it seals them off. So I'm going to do that to the other end as well. Like that. Now, I'm letting it cool a bit before I'm touching it, but what I'm doing is I'm kind of rotating it so that it seals together. Is that the right word? But be careful, it can get very hot and it will burn you very badly. There's my cord. There's my flower. We can get these things out of the way. It's almost done. The bag's almost done. So I think what I want to do, how about, this might be fun. I think I might want to take this and glue it onto the rope And then I'll take another piece of felt and I'll just lay it across here to help secure that in place. And it'll make it so it's neater as well. I'll show you that. Let's go do that. I have some scrap felt here, so I'm just going to cut off a little strip, just like that. And I'm going to make it the same width as the backing, like so. So I have this, cut this little piece of felt out, and I am going to find the center of my ribbon again here. And I'm going to put some hot glue in the center of this little flower. And I'm going to run the center of the cording through that. I'm going to kind of push that down in there. And then I'm going to take this piece of felt and I'm going to put hot glue all the way down like so. And I'm going to put that across that cording. So what that does is it helps to hide some of that hot glue, but it also helps to serve as another way of helping to keep that cord stuck down there. And that's it. It's as simple as that. But this makes a really cute cording. And I mean, this can be wrapped around, like I said, the wine bottle bag that we're doing right now, or it can be used to lace around, let's say you made a tote bag out of blue jeans and use the top part of the blue jeans, you know, where the pockets and the belt loops are. You could put this on there and wind this through the belt loops and tie it on. You can, there's so many ways you can use it. So let's go back and try this on our wine bag holder. Okay. So here's our flower on our cord, which is going to work out great. And our wine bottle that is in our blue jean bag. And I know you can't see it all, but there it is. So I'm just going to gather it around and kind of pull it and make it as pretty as I can. And then I'm going to take the flower and I'm going to hold it in the center. And I'm just going to get a hold of these cords. And I'm just going to cross them over and wrap them around. Cross them over, wrap them around. And I think I want the cords hanging out the front. So I'm going to turn it so I can see. And I'm just going to tie a knot. Well, not even a knot. I'm going to tie half the knot, right? And then just leave them hanging down. And there we have our pretty little bag that you can now gift somebody with their wine. So it's just a fun way to, you know, dress up the wine. You can make these flowers any colors you want. You could use different buttons. You could put, if you had little, they have the decorative buttons, like there's bees and flowers and stuff like that. You could use those on there. Whatever you choose. You could use sparkles, like if you had like the diamond, hang on, actually, I might do that. Okay, so I went digging around and I have this jar of these little gems. They're flat on the back. And I'm pretty sure there's some round ones in here. Yes, see? Look at that. I think that would fit. Oh my God, look at it. It fits perfectly. So let's go and put some hot glue on here and stick that on there. All right, so have my glue gun all hot here. I'm just going to take, I think I'm going to put some tacky glue on here as well. I found that sometimes between the gems and buttons, they don't always stick. So let me just put some of that on there. You know what? It's a double protection. It's not going to hurt to do it. And then put a dollop of glue in the middle. And then stick that right in the center. You see what I'm doing? Right in the center of that button. Like that. Just push it in there. And look at how pretty that looks. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm glad I thought of that. I'm glad I remembered I had all those. So that's it. We are all done. Our little wine bottle bag. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It was so fun. And you know what? For the most part, I mean, if you have an old shirt kicking around, you would be able to use that to cut out some circles. These were, what did I do? I cut 4-inch circles for these. whatever size circle you want, you can absolutely make them. And then the cording is just some that I, you know, you saw what I had. And what else? Felt, little pieces of felt. If you don't have felt, you could use more blue jean material. Cut out a, you know, you have these blue jeans, cut out another circle from the blue jean and put that as the back, the black part, put the blue jean there, and then sew your button on, and then you can add your little gem on there if you have them. If you don't put the gem. It's okay. That's the nice part about doing these crafts, is you can do them however you want. I really hope you enjoyed this video today. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel and click on the bell to receive notification every time I upload a new video, which is on Thursdays. And again, glad you joined me today. Happy crafting.